Good evening, everybody. Welcome along to the Group B encounter of Euro 2024, our alternative coverage as Italy take on Albania. I'm your host, Russ Vernon, and standing by to bring us all the important team news as the teams are ready and almost set in the tunnel to go then. At the BVB Stadion in Dortmund, the home of Borussia Dortmund, is the venue for this game this evening as Italy take on Albania. What a game to follow on from a game that I just witnessed alongside the man who's on main comms for this game, Paul James, as we get ready for kick off in this Group B encounter. Earlier on today, we had more great match action in the Euros. I'll tell you the results of those earlier ones at half time. But just to remind you of the earlier game in this group, in Group B, it finished Spain 3, Croatia 0. Thanks to brilliant goals in the game from Alvaro Morata, Fabian Ruiz, and Dani Carvajal in that game. Hungary took on Switzerland earlier, with Switzerland coming out 3-1 winners in that game as well. I'll run you through some of those scores from some friendly internationals as well, and some MLS games, which we've got coming up later tonight as well, plus some Canadian Premier League games later as well. But with the teams almost set in the tunnel and ready to go then, and with the teams in the tunnel ready to kick off, it's time for me to do my thing that I always like to do. Hand over to your match commentary team. Welcome back to the commentary hub. First, Mike Holloman. And just before we do get over to your commentary team, let me just ask Mike Holloman, our good friend, a returning colleague to the channel. Mike, welcome back to the channel, my friend. Hopefully you're doing okay. You well, Mike?
Yeah, really good. Thank you, Russ. How are you?
All good, Mike. Thank you. Just let it kick off. What is your prediction for this game today, Mike?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be an exciting encounter between two really good nations. But I think Italy are going to be too strong. So for me, I think, we've seen a lot of goals in the tournament so far, and I can see it going the same way today as well. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 Italian victory.
So Mike's going for a 3-1 Italian victory. Will Mike be correct? Let's find out in the company of Mike Holloman. But first, Paul James.
Thank you, Russ. Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, wherever you are watching this game or listening. Today, Albania are taking on perhaps one of the toughest teams in this group, being Italy, the current holders of this trophy. It's at the BVB Stadion in Dortmund, home to Borussia Dortmund. On a normal match capacity, it holds 62,000 people. There's going to be 6 games played at this arena, which will include one round of 16 and a semi-final. Let's take a look at the two lineups, starting with the Azzurri. Gianluigi Donnarumma in goal. He's the captain. Giovanni Di Lorenzo, Federico Di Marco, Riccardo Calafore, David Fratesi, Jorginho, Gianluca Scamacca, Lorenzo Pellegrini, Federico Chiesi, Nicola Barella, and Alessandro Bastoni. For Albania, ranked underdogs for this game, they line up with Thomas Strakosha in goal, Mario Mitaj, Al-Sayed Asaj, Arlind Ayati, and Berat Jimsiti is the captain. Jasir Asani, Nadim Bajrami, Armando Broja, you may be familiar with, formerly of Chelsea, finished his season with Fulham. Toulon Safari, Yibe Ramadani, and Christian Aslani make up the starting lineup for the Albanians. We have on the bench 15 substitutes for each team these days, and they are as follows. The 2 backup goalkeepers for Italia is Guglielmo Vicario, Alex Murray, Alessandro Bungiamo, Federico Gatti, Giacomo Raspadori, Matteo Darmian, Raul Balavano, Brian Cristante, Gianluca Mancini, Matteo Rategui, Matteo Nicola Fagioli, Stephen El Saswari, and Andre Cambiaso and Michael Folorusho. For Albania, here we go. Etrit Berisha and Elhad Castrati are the substitute goalkeepers. Ivan Balu, Ray Minaj, Klaus Jasula, Ene Mia, Quasim Laki, Menden Berisha, Ernest Mucci, Ardian Ismaili, Mirand Daku, Amir Abrashi, Marash Kumbwala, Nasser Ali, and Arba Oksa make up the lineup for Albania, and our officials today are all from the host country, Germany. Felix Zavaya is the referee, Stefan Lupp, Marco Akmola are on the lines. The fourth official is Daniel Schibart, and in VAR we have Bastian Dankert, Christian Dingert, and we have one official from the Netherlands, Rob De Pernick. And, well, Mike, where do you see this game going? I mean, Italy are obviously firm favourites. You've decided yourself that you think it's going to be a 3-1 Italy victory. Do you think there's any chance at all for Albania? And where do you think the danger is going to come from both teams?
Yeah, so for me, I only see an Italian victory, to be honest. The sides have met 4 times previously, and the Italians have come out victorious on all 4 of those occasions. 2 friendlies and 2 competitive qualifiers as well, where the Italians have won, all 4 of those games. So for me, I see them as firm favourites. Of course, you have to be wary of the Albanians. I think Armando Broja up front is going to be a threat to the Italian defence. But for me, I just see this Italian side being too strong, to be honest, and having too much quality on the night.
Well, if you've ever been to Dortmund residents give a warm welcome to visitors and love to share their enthusiasm. Start off on the right foot by finding common ground with the locals, try out some local delicates, explore the city's exciting industrial culture, and of course embrace football festivities together. The city prides itself on excellence, with smart industries employing a high percentage of the population, more than 50,000 students learning and resourcing for the future of wealth of cultural offerings, earning an outstanding reputation globally. A couple of other points you may not know about the city. A member of Germany's 2014 World Cup winning squad, goalkeeper Roman Weidenfeller joined Dortmund on a free transfer in 2002 and ended up staying for the club for 16 years, winning 2 German titles. And there's your lowdown on the city of Dortmund. Maybe come and maybe visit sometime. Mike, have you ever been to Dortmund, Germany in general?
Not to Dortmund, I haven't. I've been to Germany a couple of times, but not to Dortmund. I think I remember going to Hamburg, and I think there was 1 or 2 other places in Germany, but not Dortmund. But yeah, it's on the list. It'd be nice to visit.
All right, so we are about to, the referee's just doing a final handshake as we are about to get this game underway. Italy right now looking very calm and composed. They had a tight run-in, drawing 0-0 in one of their remaining friendlies. So it really wasn't the best start for Germany in terms of what they, for Italy in terms of what they have accomplished in their run-in. But they are just about ready to go, and they're about to get this game underway. Their fans have travelled from Italy to Germany. There's a lot of them, very colourful as usual. And we are very close now. We're just waiting for the referee just to get everybody together. The team photos being taken there. And seems we just looked at some of the more recent results for both these teams. Italy with a 0-0 draw against Turkey at home, and then following a 1-0 win against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Italy have only conceded 1 goal in their last 5 games. Albania, well, they've conceded 5. That includes a 3-1 win over Azerbaijan, 3-0 win over Liechtenstein, losses at home to Sweden and Chile, and a draw to the Faroe Islands. So definitely difference in class in terms of the teams that each team has played against. Well, Just waiting now for all of the handshakes and everything else to be done. Mike, do you think there's any chance that Algeria may come out of this group even as a third place possible?
To be honest, it's going to be an interesting one with the sides that they're coming up against. But to be honest, I've got them finishing fourth and rock bottom for me.
It's a tough group, isn't it? Croatia beaten earlier today 3-0 very comfortably by Spain. So when this draw was made, the Albanians must have wondered what exactly they had done to deserve this. Italy, Spain and Croatia all in their group. Now, the referee is just gathering the players now at the centre circle. We're about ready to get underway. Albania wearing their red shirts, black shorts and black socks. That's their traditional colours. Italy, of course, in their traditional colours, the blue shirts, white shorts and blue socks, as we're just waiting for Felix Svaya to get this game underway. Albania will be attacking the goal to our right. And we're just about to get the game underway there. And the ball goes all the way back there to Aslani. And its ball is played forward long, chasing Safari there, but it goes out of play. And it's going to be a throw-in to Italy down this near side, which is going to be taken by DeMarco. DeMarco is level with his own penalty area, and he goes all the way back. Oh, it's a poor throw-in, and here's a real chance. And Albania had scored. Oh, my goodness me. It's the number 10. Bajrami. And all of a sudden, from a terrible error, Albania have taken the lead from the poor throw-in from DeMarco. And Bajrami nipped in and drilled it into the roof of the net. And what a shock, Mike.
Oh, massive shock that. Yeah, it's a very poor throw-in, as you say, from the Italians. And then Bajrami just nips in there and buries it within the opening 20, 30 seconds or so of the game. And, yeah, we were saying before, just a minute ago, that I had them to finish rock bottom. And obviously we know the group that they're in with the Croatians and with Spain, who played earlier as well. But, Silvino and his side, wouldn't have dreamt of such a positive start. I'm sure they would have hoped for one, but in even their wildest dreams and expectations, this is a huge shock.
Well, this is a massive shock, and all of a sudden Italy are getting underway, and they've conceded the earliest goal in the tournament in the most unlikely fashion. Italy, normally renowned for their solid defence and don't usually make mistakes at the back. Here's Calafiori. Calafiori plays it across there to Jorginho. Jorginho long into the penalty area. It's headed out that time by Haisaj. The ball is played across. Now here's a chance for Italy to level the score. And it's put wide by Pellegrini. And, that was a chance for Italy to tie this game up. The cross coming in. And Pellegrini found himself with nobody around him. Right almost on the penalty spot from the back heel from Scamacca. Mike, we've had a lot of goal mark action early on.
Yeah, we have, and that's a good opportunity there for Lorenzo Pellegrini as well. And possibly somebody of his quality, you maybe expect to do better and to hit the target there. It's as you say, we've started this game with a real positivity from both sides. Yeah.
And you can see the Albanian fans celebrating with Bajrami's goal. It's incredible. Inside 2 minutes, and now all of a sudden the ball is played downfield, and here's Groha. Groha is a foul there on the number 23 for Italy, which is Bastoni. But, Albania starting off very, very strongly. And here's Calafiori. Plays the ball there to DeMarco. Back to Calafiori. Calafiori across to Bastoni. Bastoni in midway inside his own half of the field now is Bastoni. He's got options left and right. And he gives the ball to Calafiori. Forward there is Barella. Finds Nicola Barella. He's storming down the left-hand side here. He's surrounded by two Albanian players, one being Asani. And Italy play the ball across here. And the ball is now with the number 2 for Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo has the ball down the right-hand side. Plays the ball on there, Di Lorenzo. Picking it up there is Chiesa. And it's now back with the number 5, Calafiori. Calafiori storming forward, an inspired run by him. He tries to play the ball into the middle, but it's comfortably won back. And it's Bajrami who clears the ball downfield. And chasing this one is the number 15, Safari. He's chasing that one down and putting DiMarco under pressure, but it's going to be a free kick, as a matter of fact, as we take a look at the Italian coach, Luciano Spalletti. Already must be feeling the heat. If Italy go out in the group stage in this group, will be tied. There'll be some inquiries in Rome, as that's headed on at that time by Chiesa. Di Lorenzo drops the ball back here now, and it's picked up by Jorginho. Jorginho's got options. He's midway inside the Albanian half. He plays it down to DiMarco. DiMarco tries to swing the cross in, but it's a good block, and it goes out of play from the block from Asani, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Italians. So the Azzurri find themselves 1-0 down with 5 minutes gone here. DiMarco is going to take the throw-in. DiMarco just drops it down there to Pellegrini and gets the ball back. Here's Pellegrini. Plays the ball across there to Jorginho. Jorginho gives the ball there to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo launches it in the penalty area. Chasing it is Pellegrini. That's defended extremely well there by Jim City, the captain. And he clears the ball away upfield. And it goes into the centre circle, but the Italians have it back as Bastoni heads the ball down. And it's now with Calafiori. And here is Barella. Barella launches the ball towards the back post. And there's Chiesa. Chiesa turns, gets a shot away, and it's blocked by his own man. And that was actually blocked by Catesi. And all of a sudden now, the Italians putting on the pressure now, looking to get back into this game. It's Barella. And he gives the ball there to the number 10, Pellegrini. Pellegrini drops the ball to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo out to Chiesa. Back to Jorginho. Pressure building by the Italians now. Pellegrini. Good ball over there on the far side. And into the middle, chasing that one is Fratesi. But just getting in the way, the clearance is a poor one. And Chiesa now has it. And he tries to turn and get a shot away. And in fact, there is one of the Italian players in an offside position. I think it was Scamacca. Mike, Italy are really coming back into this game now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're trying to turn the screws now. They're really trying to put pressure on this Albanian defence. And just a few minutes ago, the captain, got a foot in there and led by example. Bajrami's goal, incidentally, was actually the fastest goal ever scored at a Euros. It's just been confirmed by Ruff as well. So that's a bit of news there. Welcome news for Albanian fans that might be tuning in. And as you mentioned before, regarding the sort of form of the two nations coming into the tournament, not even just that, but obviously the Italians are hosts, having won previously in 2020 in the tournament there, and obviously Albania, this is only their second time qualifying.
Well, the cross came in from Asani there, and it looks like it came off DiMarco, and it's going to be a corner for Albania, as it was helped out by Di Lorenzo. So Albania now have another opportunity to see what they can create from the corner. As Broja is in there, Ramadani is in there, as Felix Vaya is just organising things. The corner is going to be taken by Alassane on the left-hand side for Albania. We've got 8 minutes gone. Alassane is going to swing this one into the 6-yard box. 6 out of 5 Albanian players in there, and another one making his way in, but it's a very poor corner and cleared out though by Di Lorenzo, and Albania will get another opportunity. And running in late there was the captain, Jim City, but it was a very poor corner, Mike.
Yeah, it was. You would have expected maybe a little bit more quality on that on the delivery, but they've got another bite at the cherry, as you say.
And it's going to be again Assalani swings the ball in. It's headed out again by Di Lorenzo. And it only goes as far as the number 3, Mitaj. out to the number 21 for Albania, which is Aslani, and it pulls back into the middle, and the shot there by Jim City was a poor one, and I think the official's flag has gone up on the far side anyway, and it's going to be offside. So it's Italy 0, Albania 0. We've had 9 minutes gone in this game. So we've had some comments in the comment section. Let's read them out. Media, radio, jingles and gaming. Unexpected start from Albania. Haven't even said hello. That call was too fast to settle into the game. Yeah, that kind of shocked us all, I think, actually. Here is just winning the ball back there, by the way, was Asani. But the ball breaks loose to Barella. And Barella plays it across to Bistoni. Bistoni right across into the middle there, and it's played out to the left-hand side to DiMarco. Played into the middle here to Jorginho. Jorginho played into DiMarco again. DiMarco tried to get the shot away, but that is a really good block by Hassaj, and it's going to be a corner for Italy. As I will try to navigate through these names today. And you'll have to forgive me because I'm not very good at names either way, but this will be a challenge for me today, I think. The corner going to be taken by looks like it's going to be Pellegrini who's going to take it, but he's also got DiMarco alongside him. See if he just swings this one in. It's just a short one to DiMarco, back to Pellegrini. Pellegrini to the back post, and it's in. And the goal scorer is Bastoni. It's 1-1. Bastoni.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sorry, Paul. It was a great delivery in, and Bastoni there marked, and just kind of coolly heads it past the Albanian goalkeeper there. And we've got a game on our hands now. Media, radio, and jingles and gaming before were saying about the start from Albania, and certainly would have shocked Silvinho. Sort of very familiar household name, Silvinho as well, the old Arsenal, Man City and Barcelona defender, and he's got to have a little rethink here on what to do now.
Well, it was very poor defending, it has to be said. It was a free header for Bastoni, and he had the ball into the net. It was too easy, really. They want to be, Albania need to be tightening up, I think, in defence, Mike, because otherwise they're going to concede goals, a lot of goals today, and they got that early lead, and unfortunately for them, they've lost it now. And here is Mitaj over on the left-hand side. He drops the ball back to Jim City, over across to I-80. I-80 now just tries to clear the ball away, but that's a good challenge there down that side by Di Lorenzo, and it's going to be a throw-in to Albania, and it's going to be taken by Hassaj. Looks like he's going to go for a slightly longer one if he can, but that's one back there by Calafori for Italy, and it's headed out of play. It's going to be another throw for the Albanians. There is Silvinho, as Mike mentioned, the former Arsenal player, now applying his trade as a coach with Albania. Did very, very well just to get them qualified for this competition. As the ball is dropped back there by Ramadani, and it's cleared again downfield by the captain, Jim City. But it's picked up there by Jorginho, drops it to DiMarco. DiMarco back to Bastoni. Bastoni has got time and space available. He just plays a short and simple ball to Barella. And Barella here just drops the ball back again to Bastoni, the goal scorer. Bastoni looking for... It was looking for Chiesa, but the ball went out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in. Minaj is going to go over there and take that throw-in. And it's thrown all the way back, and tried to clear away there was Hassaj, and it went out of play, and I'm just not quite sure who it bounced off. It looks like it bounced off Skamaka. And it's going to be another throw-in. And it's going to be taken by the number 3, Mitaj. Mitaj throws it long. And out of play, it's going to be another throw-in. And it's the throw-in is taken quickly, and it's picked up by Calafiori. Calafiori just showed too much of that time to Ramadani, but Italy maintained possession, and it's DiMarco. Drops it back into his own half of the field. That's a nice turn that time by Barelli. And it's dropped back to Jorginho, who's now in a much deeper role. Here's Bastoni on the halfway line. Goes long there looking for DiMarco, but the ball is long and way out of play. Well, since the goal, Mike, I think it's safe to say, since the goal, that Italy have really gained control of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. The Italians have really got into their top gear now, really, and are really putting pressure on this Albanian defence. Obviously were unable to deal with that, and then obviously the Italians got themselves level. Yeah.
All right, chested down there by Di Lorenzo, and it's dropped back to Bastoni. Bastoni leaves it for Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo plays it across there to Calafiori. Italy moving forward now cautiously. Here's Di Lorenzo. Plays the ball across there to Calafiori. Goes back to Bastoni, but that's a really wayward ball by Bastoni. To Bastoni, and he manages to find Jorginho after chasing that down. And here is the number 2 DiMarco back to Di Lorenzo to Bastoni, and then to Jorginho. Long ball to DiMarco. That was a superb pass. DiMarco breaks into the penalty area and cutting across, and what an interception by the captain, Jim City. An important interception that time, because right behind him was Scamacca, and that's a good piece of defending, Mike.
Yeah, not for the first time, Jim City there as well. He's I think it's about the second or third time that he's really thrown his body on the line there to protect his team. And yeah, he's having a good game so far.
Here's Calafiori. And it's now with Barella. Nicola Barella gives the ball to Jorginho. Jorginho out to Di Lorenzo. And it's picked up here by Scamacca. Scamacca tries to get a shot away. It's blocked. It bounces to the edge of the area and it's in. And it's a goal. It's Nicola Barella. It's 2-1 to Italy, and they have turned this game around in 16 minutes with a beautiful strike from Nicola Barella.
Yeah, it was sweetly struck as well from the Inter Milan midfielder there. And, this is where Albania are really going to have to... So this is going to be the test of the Albanians' mettle now. Obviously, the fact that they've now gone behind in this game against a sort of Italian side that are going to be favourites or one of the favourites for sure to go to the latter stages of the tournament.
It was a beautiful strike. He hit it first time. The goalkeeper wasn't going to get anywhere near it. And I think because he hit it first time, that's perhaps why the goalkeeper just didn't have time to position himself. And Nicola Barella celebrates Italy going 2-1 up. And the Azzurri are starting to now take command. And as Mike said, what a test this is going to be of the spirit of Albania to see if they can come back into this game. But the goal is being checked, actually, and I'm just not quite sure what exactly the goal is being checked for. Might be offside. Let's have a look. There, it's being checked. And, the goal check's over. The goal stands. The goal stands. Media, radio, and jingles and gaming says it thinks it'll be about 4-1 to Italy. I think he could be on the money, don't you think, Mike?
Yeah, not too far off. I said 3-1 before the game. And how good was that, by the way, to see a VAR check done so swiftly and so quickly? And, we've had moments in this tournament already where, VAR have been involved. And obviously there was the one earlier this afternoon in the Spain game. But that was brilliant from the officials there. Swiftly and efficiently done.
Why do you think our officials, because the one in the Spain game where there was that controversy surrounding the penalty, why do you think it's our officials that just can't get this right?
I really don't know. I think maybe it's hard to call. Maybe it's the quality of the officials, the standard of the officiating is maybe better in other countries and sort of more further forward and further advanced. But yeah, as I say, it was it was a strange one earlier, and it took a while, didn't it? But it was great to see that one there done so swiftly and efficiently, and with basically limited time on deciding the final outcome.
Well, Italy have the ball there in the middle of the park, and it's Pellegrini. Barella plays it to Pellegrini, and that was chased down, but that was a good interception by Asani. But Italy still maintain possession with Calafiori. Calafiori to Barella. Barella has the ball back now. He's looking for options, and he just lifts the ball there over the number 11 Broja, and it's out onto the far side now to Chiesa. Chiesa drops the ball back to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo to Calafiori. Calafiori to Di Marco. Beautiful one-touch pass there to Pellegrini. Pellegrini just trying to turn away from Ramadani there. And there's Calafiori again, midway inside the Albanian half of the field. As Italy just kind of taking a step back here. The ball is played then by Bistoni down onto the right-hand side, to the left-hand side to the number 10, Pellegrini. And it's Barelli to Jorginho. Out on the far side by Di Lorenzo to Chiesa. Chiesa just getting the better there of Mitaj, and the cross was trying to come in there, but that's actually a fine challenge in the end by Safari, who actually made the challenge. Just skipping by him there was Chisori, but that was a really good comeback by Safari. Got a good challenge in there, Mike.
Yeah, very good defending again, and it's Safari this time, as you mentioned. Does very, very well there for Albania. They're really, they're defending quite well. They are losing the game 2-1, and they are now behind, having gone ahead. But the defensive side of things, they're sort of, certainly showing fight for their country anyway, and for the nation.
Well, the corner coming in here, and the heads go up. It's bouncing around. The goalkeeper there, Strakosha, was not able to get on the end of that. But Albania can break away now. And going away now is Broja, but he tripped there. We're going to see a yellow card. And we are, and it's against the number 10, Pellegrini for Italy. It was just breaking away with Broja there, and he was brought down by Pellegrini. And I think that was the right decision, Mike. And you can see he doesn't make any attempt really to win the ball.
Yeah, I'm totally in agreement with you as well. I think Pellegrini there, he certainly justified yellow card.
Well, it's the free kick is midway inside the Italian half of the field. It's taken quickly, and the ball is there with Ayeti. Ayeti gives the ball to Haisaj, back to Ayeti. And Ayeti plays the ball across to his captain, Jim City. Just the ball again is played back to Ramadani. Ramadani now just pulls the ball back, and Albania just taking time with some possession of their own. And it's back there with Aslani. Aslani plays the ball there to Ayeti. Back to Aslani. He's right on the halfway line, just looking for options there. And here's Ayeti. He plays the ball down this side to Asani. Asani down this right-hand side. He pulls the ball back to Ramadani. Ramadani plays the ball across the centre line, and he goes all the way back there to Haisaj. And picked up in the middle of the park here by Aslani. Down this right-hand side. Here comes Ramadani. He gives the ball there to Haisaj. Haisaj launching the ball into the middle. Headed out there by Bistoni. And headed back in again there by Aslani. And somehow Albania maintained possession of the ball. And there is the number 5, Ayeti. He drops the ball back to Ramadani. Ramadani to Haisaj. Albania, an intense level of possession, the most they've had so far. And here's Ayeti again. He plays the ball over to the left-hand side. And it's just picked up there by Ayeti. And back by Ramadani. And cleared forward here. The heads go up with DeMarco and Asani, but it goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw into Italy. Asani complains to the official, but the throw-in has already been taken by DeMarco. Interesting bit of possession there, Mike. It's Albania showing they can keep the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. But then obviously we've seen earlier in the Croatia game that possession doesn't win you football matches. It's what you do with it. And the Croatians had plenty of possession in that game against Spain and were still heavily beaten. So It's good possession from Albania, but they're not really doing an awful lot with it at this moment in time.
Well, Italy have the ball now, and it's Di Lorenzo plays the ball to DiMarco. DiMarco, one-touch flick-on pass to Barella, the scorer of the second goal. Barella just trying to turn away from Asani. Italy maintain possession with Jorginho, but Jorginho's pass is poor. I think he was looking for Barella again, and the Arsenal man apologises. And it goes behind for a goal kick. Mike, you being an Arsenal fan, how happy have you been with Jorginho during last season? He played very well, hadn't he?
Yeah, I really like Jorginho as an Arsenal fan. I think he came in and he was excellent, really. And that partnership he had with Declan Rice was phenomenal throughout the season. So, yeah, long may that continue. Obviously, he signed a new deal as well to continue his stay at the Emirates. And, yeah, delighted that he's sticking around for next season as well. And if him and Declan Rice can form the partnership they have and can continue that on, then, yeah, good things are certainly instead again.
Is Pellegrini now for Italy, just inside his own half of the field. Gives the ball to Jorginho, and Pellegrini gets it back. He just lays the ball on there, and Jorginho again has the ball midway inside the Albanian half of the field. Oh, a superb pass over to DiMarco, who just tries to knock that ball down to Barelli, and it's picked up now by Calafiori. Calafiori drops the ball back to Barelli, and the ball is given to Jorginho again. Jorginho back to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo has got Chiesi down the right-hand side there. He's chosen not to pass the ball to him and drops it back to Bastoni instead. And he gives the ball to Calafiori. Calafiori over there, and they're now midway inside the Albanian half of the field. And it's Jorginho. Italy now keeping possession themselves. It's Bastoni in an advanced position. It's got Chiesa over on the left-hand side. And Calafiori on the left and Chiesi on the right. But that is a really, really poor ball by Di Lorenzo. And now with the ball is Ramadani. And he lays that ball off to Safari. He's under pressure by Fratesi, and the ball goes out of play. It's may have just been kept in play in actual fact. And the ball is now with Haisaj. Haisaj just plays it down the right-hand side to Asani, and Asani lays it over to Bajrami. Bajrami in the middle there to Aslani. Picked up again here, this time down to Haisaj and across to the number 9, Asani. Asani trying to get away from Calafiori, but it didn't work. Calafiori just got his foot in and won that ball back. And it's now with Bastoni. And Bastoni plays the ball to Chiesa. It's now with Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo. And it's with Barella. Barella's got options left and right. He decides to go down the left-hand side to Pellegrini. Pellegrini under pressure there from Haisaj. But he plays the ball to Jorginho. Jorginho holds the ball up. And he just drops the ball back into the centre circle. And it's now picked up by Barelli. 27 minutes gone. Italy 2, Albania 1 here in Dortmund. Di Lorenzo just picks up the ball there on the right-hand side, given to Jorginho, corner of the penalty area. Right-hand side, he lifts the ball over the top to Scamacca. Scamacca being chased down to the corner flag there by Jim City. Italy maintain possession, and it's dropped back there to Bastoni. Bastoni to Di Lorenzo, to Chiesa. Chiesa there finds Jorginho. Italy on the march here. Back to Di Lorenzo. Back to Jorginho. And it's picked up by Barella. Barella holds the ball up, and it's Calafiori. This is possession football by Italy now. Inside the Albania half. What can they do about it? There's Calafiori. Plays it now down the left to DiMarco. DiMarco drops the ball back to Calafiori. Calafiori. And gives the ball there to Barelli. And it's over across to Bastoni. Back to Barelli. And to Calafiori. Oh, Calafiori just skips away from Aslani. And the ball drops back there now to Di Lorenzo. And it's Chiesa. Corner of the penalty area, right-hand side. Chiesa. Drops the ball back to Jorginho. Barelli. And it's picked up here by Di Lorenzo. Good ball to DiMarco. DiMarco just finds the number 10 Pellegrini. And it's picked up by Calafiori. And it's Barella. Across there to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo to Jorginho, who tried to play the ball through. That's a really, really good interception that time by Mitaj, and the ball goes out of play. And we're seeing a patient build-up by Italy, Mike. They're looking pretty good early on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as you say, very patient in the build-up there. But again, it's good defending from Albania as well. As you say, it's a number of different players getting themselves a foot in there. But Italy, I think, now that they've taken the lead, are just controlled in this game. And I think it's going to be a long 15 or 16, 17 minutes or so of this half for Albania now.
Goes all the way back to DiMarco. He returns it to Donnarumma. Still only 25 years of age, Donnarumma. It seems like he's been around forever.
Yeah, most definitely. And of course, he's one of the players alongside Jorginho that are looking to go back-to-back on the European Championships as well, having won last time out against England in the final.
Here's Pellegrini. Pellegrini just drops the ball across there to Bastoni. Bastoni gives the ball to Barella. Barella drops the ball back to Bastoni. And here's DiMarco. DiMarco just inside the Albania half of the field. It's Jorginho. Barella. Barella has been all over the field in this first half, has to be said. And here's Calafori. Back to Barella. Good ball there to Di Lorenzo, who finds Chiesa down the right. Corner of the penalty area. He's trying to get the better of Safari. That's another good challenge by Safari, but surely he brought down Chiesa there, but he stays on his feet and gets across it, and the bicycle kick attempt by Scamacca just didn't pay off that time. And then DiMarco then plays the ball off Asani and goes out of play. Yes, you can see here the challenge by Safari, Mike, just trying to get a hold of the legs of Chiesa, but it didn't work there. And it was actually Pellegrino with a bicycle kick.
Absolutely, yeah, that was a great bicycle kick there, and not too far away from, I think it was Scamacca as well, that had the effort, and that's the sign of these Italians are really growing in confidence now.
Yeah, they're starting to put. They've controlled this game really since Albania's first goal, really, and they've got the equaliser, and they have looked very, very impressive. And it's going to be a free kick, which the goalkeeper Thomas Strakosha is going to take. Strakosha launches the ball right-footed downfield, up in the air. There goes Broja, and it's just tried to be knocked on that time by Bajrami. But Italy win the ball back with Di Lorenzo, and the ball is played forward now, and chasing that is Scamacca, but Jim City just gets on the end of it, who's had a very good first half himself, the Albanian captain, Mike.
Yeah, he's done really, really well. As I said before, he's defending well, he's getting his foot in when he needs to, and yeah, he's looking good from a defensive standpoint. For those that are interested as well, Thomas Strakosha is one of the ones that doesn't play in Italy. He plays his football in England with Brentford, but a lot of these Albanian players actually ply their trade in the Italian Serie A as well. So maybe the fact they went 1-0 up isn't a total surprise.
No, yeah. So I think there's only one or two of their players that actually apply their trade in Albania. I think they're actually one of the few teams that are in that position right now. And Bastoni has the ball inside the centre circle, plays it off to Di Lorenzo, and he gives the ball there. Well, Di Lorenzo gets the ball back, and it's given to Jorginho. Jorginho holds the ball up, he drops it back to Di Lorenzo, as Albania have set up a solid defence, really. Since conceding the first goal, their defence has been pretty tight, as that ball is played by Bastoni, down to Jorginho, and across to Chiesa. And into the middle there, well, he was looking for Fratesi, but it was just behind Fratesi. Fratesi gets the ball back, and it's through now with a real chance for Fratesi, and it's off the post! Oh my goodness, Italy come close to the third with Fratesi. And here's Scamacca, tries to get the cross in, but there is nobody waiting for the Azzurri, but they nearly went 3-1 up there by Fratesi, and, well, should it have been 3-1, Mike?
Yeah, personally, I believe that Fratesi should have been putting that one into the back of the net. You know, a little bit unfortunate the fact he's hit the post there, and Albania are hanging on a little bit now.
Yes, I mean it wasn't a tag handler. He lifted it over the goalkeeper, Fratesi, but we are still at 2-1. Somehow, some way, and the Italians have really the Albanians really have defended with a lot of hard work and effort. You can see there the number 21, Aslani, was just not able to get there. It looks like the goalkeeper might have had some involvement in that as well, Mike. It's a good save, actually.
Yeah, when you look at it, it's actually a really good save from the Brentford goalkeeper, Thomas Drakoja, who's obviously between the sticks for Albania. Obviously, he does well there, actually, when you look at it a second time.
I have to ask you, Mike, just so far, we've had 35 minutes. Well, we've got an Italian player injured just down at the moment. Why don't you give me your assessment of the first 35 minutes on Italy's start as the champions at the moment?
Yeah, so obviously, big surprise with Albania going 1-0 up within the first minute or so. But then I think Italy, since getting back level, have really controlled the game. They've looked to threat going forward. They've dealt with the issues that Albania have posed them on the defensive side of things as well. And for me, they've had the opportunities to go further ahead than the 2-1 that they currently are. And as I said just a few moments ago, it's going to be a big ask now for Albania to get themselves back into this game. But nobody would have predicted them to go 1-0 up early on either. So as we say in football, it can be a funny old game.
Well, it certainly can be that. And here is Ayeti, who plays the ball across to the captain, Jim City. Look at the possession percentage for Italy, 70-30. 8 attempts to 3 for Albania, 2 on target for the Azzurri and 1 on target for Albania, of course, which was the goal. And the throw-in is going to be taken here by Haisaj, and he throws it back to the number 5, Ayeti. He gives the ball to Jim City, the captain. Jim City returns the ball to Strakosha. Strakosha holds the ball up. He's going to play it long now, looking for Haisaj, but he's not able to find it. Up in the air and winning that ball is Barella. But cleared away by Ayeti one more time. But again, it's simply won back by the Italians. And DiMarco just plays the ball all the way back to Bastoni, who goes back to Donnarumma inside the Italian goal today. And he clears the ball long, and it's flicked on. Chasing that one down for Italy is Calafore. But it's just knocked out of play. Going to be a throw-in. And Italy take it just on the halfway line. It's now with Di Lorenzo. And he's just inside the centre circle. And Jorginho gives the ball there to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo to Scamacca. Scamacca just knocks it back to Di Lorenzo. And that is to Barella. Back to the number 8, Jorginho. And it's forward there to just on his backside there was Fratesi, but he just managed to keep possession, and it's played down this near side to Calafore. Calafore heading down the left hand side, gives it to DiMarco. DiMarco back there to Di Lorenzo, and it's picked up again. Oh, nice back heel there by Bastoni, and it's cleared back there to the number 2 for Italy, Di Lorenzo. Here's Jorginho. Jorginho holds the ball up. It goes back to Di Lorenzo, and he gives the ball to Barelli. Back to Bastoni. Bastoni drops the ball back there to Calafore. Calafore just plays the ball across the centre circle to Di Lorenzo, and here's Jorginho. Back to Di Lorenzo. Back to Barelli. Italy just keeping possession patiently. Playing for possession here. Here's Di Lorenzo. Back to Chiesa. Barelli. Back just inside his own half there. And is able to find Calafore. Here's Bastoni. Back to Calafore. Calafore across to the number 18 there for Italy, Barella. Barella just plays the ball there to... Just a quick 1-2 with Fratesi. He gets the ball back, does Barella. And once again gets the ball back. And Italy, really, this is like a training session, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about Barella as well, it's a perfect time to come in with his stat as well. Barella, that was his 10th goal that he scored for Italy, and nine of the previous goal scoring appearances for the Azzurri, so have ended in victory. So for Italians that are listening, or people of Italian persuasion, there's your optimism if you need anything.
DiMarco now has a throw-in level with the Albanian penalty area down the left-hand side. DiMarco just is looking for options at the moment. He's able to find Scamacca. Scamacca lays it back off to DiMarco, and DiMarco pulls it back there to Bastoni. Bastoni across to Di Lorenzo. He's got Chiesa on the run. If he wants to play him, he decides not to. He goes back to Jorginho. And a knock-on by Fratesi to Barella. It's headed on there by Pellegrini. Here's a chance now for Italy. And it's Scamacca who forced a really good save from Strakosha. It was another good opportunity down this side. This time Scamacca. And it's a good save by Strakosha.
Yeah, not for the first time as well. He made the one a few minutes ago from Fratesi, and then obviously this one now from Scamacca as well. So, yes, Strakosha is certainly earning his keep in this opening 40 minutes or so.
Well, that much is for sure. It's going to be another corner. And opportunity here maybe for the Italians. As that corner comes to nothing. And here is the number 20 for Albania, Ramadani. And it's picked up by Aslani. Aslani just drops the ball there now to the captain, Jim City. And Italy now just standing off, allowing Albania to have a little bit of possession here. Aslani inside the centre circle. Drops the ball back there to Jim City. Jim City across to Aslani. And just trying to cut away here with the ball there is Asani. And here's Broja. Broja drops the ball back into the centre circle. And it's Aslani. Aslani holds the ball up. He's just turning away there from Scamacca. And he drops the ball to Jim City. As right now, Albania just maintaining possession, but as Mike alluded to earlier, they're not really going anywhere. As here's Ramadani. Ramadani gives the ball there to Ayeti. Ayeti, long ball forward there. And that's really just a chest on that time by Safari, but it didn't work. And Bastoni gets in the way of that. And it goes back to the goalkeeper, Gianluigi Donnarumma. And
it's
Italy now
really at the moment for the Italians. You know, Albania are trying to turn the screws and trying to make something happen, but you know, really, it's at this moment in time, it's very easy and very comfortable for the Italians, and Albania have got to rethink their strategy a little bit now.
Yeah, I think so, Mike. I think I don't know where they're going to come from, because I mean they're just really having difficulty with all sorts of things all over the field. And here is Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo just holds the ball up and he drops it back there to Bastoni. Di Lorenzo. And just picking up the ball there is Jorginho, who drops it back to Bastoni again. And Italy looking, as Mike said, very, very comfortable right now. Long ball over to Chiesa, is way over the top of the Juventus player, and it goes out of play for a throw-in. And we have 2 minutes left in this first half in Dortmund at the BVB Stadion. It's a full house, capacity house, as I mentioned earlier, holds about 62,000 people. There doesn't look to be many empty seats, Mike. It looks to be pretty full.
Yeah, most definitely, and you can see, you know, both the Italians and the Albanians are coming out in good numbers to support their nation, and it's great to see. Obviously, with such a big tournament, and just long may that continue. Hopefully, there'll be quite a few for the England game tomorrow as well. Obviously, England taking their opening game tomorrow. Hopefully there's good numbers out there, and hopefully they're all well behaved as well.
Yeah, and Joe Smoke has been in the comment section predicting 3-1 to Italy. Again, that's the same prediction as yours, Mike, and probably could easily end up that way. It's a free kick for Albania, though. and it's launched into the box by Asani. It's just headed down, and it's picked up now again by Asani. Asani with a shot, not a million miles away, but Gianluigi Donnarumma just watching that one go away. But that's the first real effort we've had on goal by Albania. Well, it wasn't even on goal, but certainly close to being that by Albania.
Yeah, since the opening minute or so when they scored the goal, and as we say, they've had moments in this game where they've looked to get forward, but Italy have really controlled it in large portions throughout this opening first half so far.
Well, we are going to be going into stoppage time here very shortly, as we'll just see. Not long left now. We'll just see how much time is being added on by our referee today, Felix Vaya, as picked up there by Barella, and Barella lifts it over the top to Bastoni. Bastoni drops the ball back. We've got 3 minutes of stoppage time here at the end of this first half. Here's Jorginho. Jorginho plays the ball across there, looking for Bastoni. And Bastoni just picks up the ball here and gives it back to Jorginho, back to Bastoni. And Bastoni just holds up the ball there nicely. He's just going to pull the ball back here into the centre circle, and it's Jorginho again. Jorginho just gives the ball back to Bastoni. Once again, it's a very slow and patient build-up by the Italians. As both myself and Mike has alluded to earlier, this looks more like a training session for them. Calafiore plays the ball down this left-hand side to DiMarco. DiMarco drops the ball back to Calafiore. Calafiore just inside his own half of the field, gives the ball to Di Lorenzo, and we still have 2 minutes of injury time at the end of this first half. Barella plays the ball forward for Italy, and now here's Fratesi down the right hand side by Chiesa. He swings the ball in and it's headed wide. A glorious opportunity for Pellegrini, and he just didn't get his head on that, Mike. He got his shoulder on it, really, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of poor communication between, I think it was Scamacca and himself as well. Obviously Scamacca just ahead of him there, and then obviously the ball just goes over him and Pellegrini comes in behind. But yeah, poor contact, and I think if he gets a firm head on that, then it's 3-1 to Italy. Yeah,
clears downfield by Strakosha, header won by Barelli, and Italy maintain possession. It's Pellegrini. Pellegrini only manages to find Asani, and it's picked up by Ramadani. Now Asani has the ball again, but he's under pressure by DiMarco, and the ball goes out of play. It's going to be a throw-in, but who's the official giving the throw-in to? It looks like it's going to Italy. And the throw-in is taken quickly by DiMarco, as we're now inside the last minute of injury time at the end of this first half. And here's Calafiore. 2-1 to Italy at the BFB Stadion in Dortmund. It's here's Bastoni. Bastoni plays the ball down the left-hand side there, and it's picked up by the number 20, the number 2 Di Lorenzo, and he drops the ball back in his own half to Bastoni. But Di Lorenzo picks it up and gives it to Bastoni again, and it's Jorginho. Plays the ball to Di Lorenzo. Has been getting forward a lot in this first half. Di Lorenzo lifts the ball over the top looking for Chiesa. But across there it's Jim City to make the interception, and cleared away downfield by the number 15 Safari. And that is it. That is half time. And Italy lead at the break by 2-1. And Mike, let's have your assessment for the first half, please.
Yeah, so I think overall the Italians deserve the lead that they're going to take into the break here. I think it's fantastic that Bajrami, sort of surprised everybody and gave Albania the lead, because the Italians had to come out a little bit more then and make a game of it. But yeah, since Bastoni's equaliser and Barella's second goal for them as well, they've really been in control and dominated that first half. And I think to be honest, I'm expecting more of the same come the second as well.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. We're going to head back to the studio with Ruthven.
Thank you very much there, Paul James and Mike Ornament, for the first half coverage of the game between Italy and Albania. The half-time score reads, should I say, Italy 2, Albania 1, thanks to goals from Bastoni on 11 and Barella on 16 after Badrame gave Albania the shock lead on a minute. We're going to take a quick break right now. When we return, we'll get the thoughts of Mike Ornament and Paul James on that first half, and how do Italy continue to build on what they've done now, and can Albania get back into the game? We'll be back in a few moments' time with update, with second half commentary and the thoughts of Mike Ornament and Paul James. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the coverage of the UEFA 2024 Group B encounter between Italy and Albania. The score, as you can see on the screen, is 2-1 to Italy thanks to goals from Bastoni and Barella, with Bedrame on target for Albania after just 1 minute. Been watching the game for us is Mike Ornament alongside our very own Paul James, and Mike is with us as well. And Mike, just a quick overview again. You mentioned about some brilliant play from Italy to get back into the game and a shock start. I wasn't even expecting that start, but a fantastic goal from Albania. But Barella's goal was absolutely fantastic. It was a fantastic strike, wasn't it, to put Italy 2-1 in front after Bastoni had equalised.
Yeah, absolutely, Russ. It was, as we say, it was a shock start from Albania with Bajrami getting the opening goal of the game. Poor throw-in from, was it Di Lorenzo, I believe. And Bajrami just nips in and, buries it past Donnarumma in the Italian goal. And then I think from then on it was pretty much all Italy, to be honest. And Albania, they defended well. The captain made a couple of good blocks. Strakoja in goal made a couple of good saves as well. But that was, after the Italians had already gone 2-1 up with the goals from Bastoni and Barella. So, Italy have been in control pretty much in that first half. And as I said, I think it's only going to go one way, and that will continue throughout the second half. Because Albania haven't really offered an awful lot going forward, despite the goal. I think they had one sort of wayward one over the crossbar, but bar that, they've not really offered an awful lot.
No, absolutely. I'm seeing some of the chances. The one where Italy struck the post from as well. They were trying to play it out from the back and gave the ball away. Simple two passes through. Liquid deflection on the way through, which might have put off the number 7 for Italy when he went through and hit the post there for Tazy. But I wonder whether that might have put it off and allow the keeper to make the same amount of little deflection off the number 21 of Albania, Aslani, who just took it slightly away from Fruseni from getting his shot off when he hit the post, Mike. I wonder if that might have got him off guard.
Possibly. I think, as we said, it was a really good save from Thomas Strakoja, though. And at first, it looked like Fruseni just hit the post without actually the Albanian shot stopper getting a hand to it. But when you look at that a second time round, you can see that he does, and it's a fantastic save. And if that was to go in, I think that would be game over at 3-1.
Yeah, so the next goal, Mike, is very, very crucial, especially when there's a scoreline of 2-1 or even in 1-0 or 2-0 is a dangerous lead as well. You said there if Italy got that goal and made it 3-1, it would have been game over. I think if Italy do get the next goal, it probably will be game over because Albania will have to come out and try and score. But as long as he can keep it at 2-1, say till get to around 60th minute, keep it at 2-1, maybe 75th minute at 2-1. So give him a chance and then go for it for the last 15 minutes. And then if you go for the last 15 minutes and then you lose at 3-4-1, no one can really have a go at you because you've stayed in the game for as long as you can, and then the quality of Italy is just shone through late on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it was Steve Evans, former Stevenage manager, who's now obviously at your club, or one of your clubs that you know well, Rotherham, said when we played Aston Villa that if you're in the tie coming towards the latter stage of the game, then you've got an opportunity to go for it, and anything's possible. So that's certainly a message that I'd be putting out there if I was Silvino and the Albanian coaching staff right now.
Yeah, Mike, obviously you said Italy were going to win this game at the start. Obviously probably thinking we'll be an Italy victory, but unless Albania do another shock start to the second half and equalise very, very early on. However, do you see it being more than the 3-1 you predicted at the start of the game?
There's every opportunity for these Italians going forward at the moment. So it depends on what Albania do. If they come out and they really look to take the game to Italy, then there'll be opportunities on the counter attack going forward for Italy to go on and get 3, 4, possibly even 5. So it's about what Albania do really now. They've got to be quite compact at the back and take a couple of risks going forward, but not too many. and, go on and concede 3 or 4, because the group that they're in, they've got Croatia, they've got Spain. So there's an opportunity for them to maybe get a result. If they can get one result, then they could possibly even finish the group in third place and potentially qualify. So, yeah, for me, I wouldn't really go for it. Go kitchen sink, sorry, I should say, at the Italians in the second half. I'd still be quite controlled.
Yes, absolutely, Mike, and I probably would have to agree with you just there. So, very big thank you to Mike for his half-time input. We'll get Mike ready for the second half to go back and join Paul ready for the second half then, with the teams about ready to come out over the tunnel for the start of the second half. Let me hand you back over to your match commentary team, Mike Ornament. But first, Paul James.
Thank you, Ross. Welcome back, everybody. So Italy, despite the dominance in the first half, have a slender 2-1 lead going into this second half. And Mike, what do Albania need to do to get back into this game?
Yeah, they've really got to, try and cause a few issues to this Italian defence, really. It's simply put, but, bar the goal and the one that they had, which was a wayward effort, they've not really had an awful lot of clear-cut chances on this Italian goal or on this Italian backline. So, yeah, take a couple of risks, but, as I said, controlled risks, and just, still try and hold firm defensively as well, and not concede 3, 4 or 5, because then it'd be a real hard for them to get out of the group. Sorry, a real tough hard for them to get out of the group if that's the case.
Well, the Italians about ready to get the game underway, and it is Scamacca who gets us the second half underway, with Italy attacking the goal to our right in the second half. As here's Barelli, and it's dropped down here to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo back to Bastoni. Bastoni just inside his own half of the field. And he just holds the ball up here, Bastoni. I just seem to have lost my pictures for a moment. Here we go. Here's Bastoni now. And he just drops the ball, gets the ball back, Bastoni. And once again, plays the ball over to the left-hand side to DiMarco, who drops the ball back. And here's Calafore. Calafore gives the ball to Jorginho. Jorginho down this right-hand side to Vitesse. But that is a really good interception there by Safari. Safari now breaking forward, and he gives the ball to Asani. Asani just trying to get away from Barelli. This is a good run by Asani. He drops the ball down to the right-hand side, and it was Broja there who picked up the ball. And here is Aslani, and the ball now played down this near side to Mitaj. And I'm going to give you the lineups. There hasn't been any changes at half time, so I'll just try and run those through you quickly. For Italy, Donnarumma, Di Lorenzo, Di Marco, Calafore, Fratesi, Jorginho, Scamacca, Pellegrini, Chiesa, Barella, and Bastoni. For Albania, it is Strakosha, Mitaj, Haisaj, Ayeta, Jim City, Asani, Bajrami, Broja, Safari, Ramadani, and Aslani. And it goes all the way back to Strakosha here. And he lays the ball just down this near side to the number 4 Haisaj, and he clears the ball down back to the goalkeeper, and he clears the ball downfield. Italy win the ball back though. Here's Fratesi down the right-hand side. Fratesi holds the ball up. It just moves to the corner of the penalty area. Fratesi down the right-hand side, just lays the ball off there, and it's given by Di Lorenzo to Bastoni. Bastoni. And again, the ball goes back to Barella. Barella. Cross from Bastoni there is Calapore. And he gives it back to Bastoni and goes all the way back to Donnarumma. And once again, patient build-up. No real rush by Italy to put this game to bed. As here's Bastoni, scorer of the first goal. And the ball is played long now. And it's looking for DiMarco. And DiMarco just picks up the ball here, holds it up. DiMarco just takes the ball towards the corner. And it's now with Fratesi. Fratesi middle of the park, just pulls the ball across there to Calafore. I'm just experiencing some technical issues, so just bear with me.
But you were just saying there regarding Italy about the fact that they weren't, rushing or anything. They don't need to rush at the moment either, to be honest. I think for them, it's kind of, if they can control the ball and just kind of keep the ball really and kind of play through the middle and kind of just kind of, as long as they're controlling the football, they're all right at the moment. Italy, they don't have to really put an awful lot of pressure on Albania at this moment in time, as they do have the lead in the game.
And here's Bastoni. Bastoni drops the ball back to the goalkeeper, Donnarumma. And Donnarumma holds the ball up and gives the ball to Bastoni. Bastoni releases the ball to Jorginho, plays the ball into the middle, and storming over the halfway line now is Fratesi. Got space in front of him. That's a good ball to Chiesa. Chiesa gets to the byline, and he's just being held up there. And I've got more technical issues.
But yeah, you were saying sort of just a few minutes ago regarding Albania as well about their backline, and we said about Jim City, the captain, who's been putting a foot in here and there and defending well. Safari, another one that's sort of earning his keep defensively as well. He's looked quite assured really in the defence for Albania. He's having a good game too, and one of their standout players so far.
Well, they're breaking forward now with Bajrami. Bajrami just trying to lay the ball off there to Ramadani. Ramadani just plays the ball down this near side to Safari. Safari, and the referee has pulled up for a foul here. And just seeing who the card is going against. Looks like it's a free kick to Albania. And down there, though, is Skamaka, I think. No, it's Calafore. And he gets on his feet, and I think the referee is going to give Calafore a yellow card. Indeed, he does. So a yellow card for the Italian centre-back.
Yeah, and I think the referee's got that one right as well. I don't think you can have any complaints there. But it's a little bit of an opportunity here for Albania now to see what they can do from this set piece.
Yes, well, it was a clatter there with Broja. I don't think there was any doubt about that being a free kick, and the ball was long gone. Why he did that, I don't know. It was a silly yellow card because, of course, if he gets another yellow card in the group stage, he's going to miss the next game. And a yellow card has been issued in Broja's face for complaining. So they're not supposed to do that. Only the captain is supposed to approach the official, and Broja is not the Albanian captain. So he picks up a yellow card too.
Yeah, and it's silly, isn't it, really? Obviously, with the rule being as it is, and rightly so, in my opinion, as well, where only the captains can go over to the referee and, talk about any decisions or, sort of give out any disagreements about any decisions to the official. It's stupid for, very silly that the Broach has gone and done that there because, as you say, another yellow card and he'll miss another game.
It's a free kick to be taken by Alassani, and it's straight into the wall. And Bastoni has just gone down there, and the Albanian player is very sporting, just stopping immediately because Bastoni got that square in the face, and the official is coming, the physio is coming on now. But Mike, that must have hurt, eh? Smarter than
Oh, absolutely, yeah, for sure. That one would have been extremely painful, but good defending as well, though. And, that's what Italian fans like to see. They like to see their team and their players putting their body on the line. And, Bastoni's certainly done that one just there.
Well, it's just been seen to now. We've got the Italian substitutes warming up right now. Remember, there's 15 options for both teams, but only 5 they can use. And it's not like the Premier League where you only get 3 opportunities. You can actually use all of these 5 substitutes on 5 separate occasions if you wish. So it's those are the rules. But 15 is the remainder of the squad of 26 players that are left after the starting 11. As Bastoni is now going off the field, and the referee is Felix Vaya, just taking the ball away there. Just see what he's doing. because Albania did have possession when play stopped.
Yeah, they
Ramadani
did.
is probably, yeah.
And just going back to what you were saying regarding the substitutes as well, didn't that first come into play? It was during one of the Euros throughout the COVID time, I believe, wasn't it? And they've obviously decided to stick with that, and I think that's quite a smart decision as well, considering the amount of football that a lot of these players would have played.
Yeah, it is. It's the right decision because they've already played a very long season, most of them. And the ball there was with Brozier. He just dropped the ball back to Ramadani, and Ramadani plays the ball back to his captain, Jim City. Jim City just plays the ball to Mitaj. Mitaj, nice little pass through to Jim City, and the ball is now picked up by Safari. Safari keeps possession. Well done by him. And he gives the ball here now to Ramadani. Ramadani in the middle of the park. Across there to the number 21, Aslani. Aslani gives the ball there to the number 10, Bajrami. And Bajrami just plays the ball into the centre circle, back to where Ramadani is positioned. And across there to Ayati. And now it's picked up by the number 4, Haisaj. And Haisaj drops the ball back into his own half of the field to Ayati. And here is the number 21 here, Aslani. Aslani, good ball by him. It's picked up by Barajami. It's a long ball, looking for Brozier there, Armando Brozier, but it's too long. It goes straight through to Donnarumma. But it's nice to see a little bit of inventive play, Mike, in the second half from Albania.
Yeah, absolutely. I said it at half time that they've really got to take a few risks, but calculated and controlled risks, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're creating a few different problems for Italy now, and hopefully, that's going to set them in good stead. The fact they've had a few moments in this sort of opening 10 or so of the second half that have really caused Italy a few issues.
Oh, it's picked up there in the centre circle by Jorginho. No substitutes used by either manager yet. The ball is now with Fratesi down the right-hand side. Fratesi just drops it back to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo just gives the ball there to Barella, and the ball is played across here to Calafore. Calafore drops it back to Bastoni. Bastoni now gives the ball to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo, and it's nicely flicked on there by Scamacca. Oh, here's a chance for Fratesi! And all of a sudden he found himself clearing the penalty area from an error, but it looks like he was offside. But Mike, that was, let's see what happened here. Looks like it was flicked on. Oh yes, it's touched there by it's touched there by Calafore to Fratesi, but it didn't look offside to me. It looked level to me.
Yeah, to be honest, I would have probably kept the flag down on that occasion as well if I was one of the assistant referees. But it was a tight call. But yeah, I think I'm in agreement on that one with you. I think, to be honest, it's probably still onside for me. And Albania got a bit of a lucky escape there.
And Straskosha just clears the ball downfield, and it's now picked up by Asani down the right-hand side, and he drops the ball to Ayeta. Ayeta just releases the ball there to Mitaj, and it's now with Asani again, and Asani drops the ball to Ayeta. Just looking at possession, 67% possession now for Italy, so Albania have gained something back from the 73 that it was in the first half, as we take a look at the Italian coach Luciano Spalletti, charged with ensuring that Italy maintain their European Championship and, of course, ensuring a good qualification to the 2026 World Cup. And that throw-in is not the best that time by Mitaj, and it goes straight through to Bastoni, who gives it to Calafore. And it's now with DeMarco. DeMarco back to Barella. Quick 1-2 here. As it's Barella again. Again, another quick 1-2. Barella just holding the ball up, and he just keeps really doing a 1-2 with Jorginho. And the ball is played down the right-hand side there to Scamacca, down the left-hand side to Scamacca. And here's Jorginho again for Italy, midway inside the Albanian half of the field. It's now with Jorginho, just gets a quick ball back there from Scamacca. back with Jorginho again, and here's Borelli, midway inside the Albanian half of the field. It's now with Bastoni again. Bastoni just plays the ball through there, midway inside the half is Barella. Just leaves it to Di Lorenzo. Quick short passing by the Italians right now. Again, no real rush by them at the moment. Still have that 2-1 lead. Bastoni goes long, looking for DeMarco, but that's headed out of play well by Haisaj. And it's going to be a throw-in to Italy to be taken by the number 3, DeMarco. DeMarco takes it quickly, and he throws it all the way back to Di Lorenzo. And there is Barella. And there's Jorginho now for Italy. About 40 yards out. Jorginho plays it down the right-hand side. Really fine ball, looking for Chiesa. Chiesa just trying to get away from Mitaj, but that is good work from Mitaj. He's going to get dispossessed, and nearly Scamacca went down there. It's back to Chiesa with a shot. Oh, whistles past the post. And it's a goal kick, but it's very honest play there by Scamacca. He might very well have gone down there and got a penalty, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it looked like he could have actually had a penalty there if he was a little bit more selfish there and a little bit less honest, as you say. But yeah, it was a decent effort nonetheless from Chiesa there, just narrowly wide of the post. But yeah, what a ball that was from Jorginho beforehand as well. That's exactly why I'm glad he's sticking around at Arsenal for the next season or two, because playing balls like that is it's going to be a real he's going to be a real asset to the team.
And it's going to be a throw-in to Italy, which DeMarco will take. And Giovanni DeMarco midway inside his own half of the field. And he's just looking for options. Of course, he's not going to be in any great hurry. It lays it off to Jorginho, and Jorginho drops the ball back to Calafiore. And he gives the ball to Bastoni. Bastoni now storming forward for Italy. And is able to find Borelli. It's now Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo drops the ball back to Calafiore. To Borelli. He gives the ball to Jorginho. Jorginho's pass is not the best. It's comfortably intercepted by Safari. And Safari then just tries to play the ball off Chiesa, and it goes out of play for a throw-in to Albania. And Safari there just making a bit of a nuisance of himself. We've had an hour gone. It is Italy 2, Albania 1. And there is the captain for Albania, Jim City. Let's place the ball there. Again, looking for Safari, but Safari is dispossessed. And here's Chiesa, who runs right into Mitaj. And now here is Ramadani. And he drops the ball there to Bajrami. And it's now with the number 21 there, Aslani. Now over onto the right-hand side is Haisaj, and he drops the ball back instead. And it's picked up again by Aslani. Aslani holds the ball on the halfway line and gives the ball to Mitaj down the left-hand side. And Jim City picks up the ball and gives it to Ramadani. Ramadani over to the right-hand side, Haisaj. He finds Safari. And it's all the way back to Haisaj as Albania now keeping possession, but again, not really going anywhere with it. As Mitaj just plays the ball back to Haisaj again. And he just gives the ball to Ramadani. And finally, he returns it to Jim City, who gives it all the way back to Strakosha in the Albanian goal. He releases it to Ramadani, but Ramadani gives the ball away. And here is Jorginho. It's laid off to Fratesi. Fratesi back to Chiesi. And it's the number 10 here, Pellegrini. Drops the ball back there to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo picked up by Jorginho again. Jorginho drops the ball back to Barella. Barella back to Bastoni. And Jorginho plays the ball back as once again Italy just choosing to keep possession at this moment in time. It's Chiesa. Drops the ball again back to Di Lorenzo. And the ball is looking for Fratesi. But nipping in there and making the challenge back to the goalkeeper is Aslani. Good work by him. It's cleared away by Strakosha. but only as far as Nicola Barella, and Barella plays it across to Calafore. And there is Pellegrini as Italy continue to dominate possession and dominate control of this game. Bastoni gives the ball to Calafore, and the ball is now with Jorginho. Jorginho lifts the ball over the top. Oh, that's a nice takedown by Chiesi. Chiesi, corner of the penalty area, right-hand side. He tries to play the ball in to Barella, and it's kept in play there by Fatesi, but he's only able to hook the ball on top of the crossbar. Good football by Italy again, though, Mike.
Yeah, really good football from the Italians there, and I think this is where they might be lacking an out-and-out centre forward. I know Scamacca is a little bit of a threat and a little bit of a nuisance, but considering the players that Italy have had over the years, I think somebody like Scamacca is a little bit of a downgrade on certain players that they've had who, some of the chances that Italy have created, if they had, maybe a Balotelli or somebody out front, they could certainly be probably out of sight in this game.
Well, there's Jorginho. He gives the ball to Barella. Still, we haven't seen any substitutes by either side. 65 minutes gone. I think Albania are just comfortable right now in the sense that they just don't want to go any further behind. And Italy, at the same time, are just quite happy to keep possession of the ball. As here's Jorginho. Calafore. Now Jorginho on the ball now, and he gives the ball there to DiMarco. DiMarco drops it back to Calafore. And here's Bastoni. Nice little pass down here to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo just turning away from Aslani. And now here's Jorginho. Oh, his pass was almost intercepted and comfortably won back here by Ramadani. And he goes back to the goalkeeper, Strakosha, who launches the ball downfield, but he only finds Bastoni inside the centre circle. And once again, the cycle continues. And here's Jorginho. Just lays the ball off to DiMarco. And it's to Barella and to Jorginho. Just turning there is Scamacca and Pellegrini. It goes back to Jorginho. Jorginho, super ball to Chiesa down the right-hand side. Chiesa tries to get the cross in, but that is a good block by Mitaj. And it's going to be a corner. Seems to me right now, Mike, that what we're seeing is a lot of Albania giving the ball back to Italy, and Italy really not doing a lot with it themselves either, but sort of keeping possession.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they're having a few moments and a couple of chances here and there, but they haven't really tested Strakosha an awful lot in the second half, and certainly not enough anyway. And Albania, as you say, are just quite simply very lackluster in the way that they're just kind of playing the ball around here. And they're getting caught out defensively a little bit, and that's a shame because they've actually defended very, very well in large portions of this game of Albania.
Pellegrini launches the cross in towards the back post, and the header is on by Di Lorenzo, but up with him is Hysaj, and he just gets a touch on that, and it goes over the crossbar. It's going to be another corner to Italy, which DiMarco is going to take over on the left-hand side. We've had 66 minutes gone here. It's Italy 2, Albania 1 here in Dortmund. And this game is teetering as it stands. Perhaps we need another goal. It's going to be DiMarco with the corner now. It's looking like he's going to outswing this one. Federico DiMarco. Just waiting for the referee's whistle. Felix Zavia just making sure everything is organised there. The corner comes in, but it's a poor one and cleared away by Ramadani. And headed on by Jorginho, but that's going to go out of play. And it's going to be a throw-in as I'm sure the substitutes are going to be coming on very shortly. And here is the number 9, Asani. Asani just trying to cut away, goes down for the foul by Barella, and it's going to be a free kick. And it looks like we're going to have a substitution here as Asani is down. We're going to see the number 14, Lacci, and the number 26, Hoxka. So Hoxha and Lacci, and Asani is coming off. I'm just not quite sure who the other one is. Safari is the other one coming off. So Safari coming off and Asani coming off. Lakshi and Hoxha are coming on. Safari, I think, has been one of Albania's brighter players in this game, Mike. Are you surprised to see that?
Yeah, I am surprised. I think Asani's done well as well, actually, leading the line, despite not really having an awful lot of opportunities, with deliveries into the box and things like that. But he's looked all right up front as well for Albania. But yeah, Safari, I've been very impressed with him. I've not really known much about him going into the tournament, but I'm looking forward to seeing more of him on the back of this showing.
Hoxha trying to just get away from Fratesi and attempts to get the cross in, but it's blocked and it goes behind for a corner to Albania, which I'm calculating is only their third corner of the game. It's going to be taken here, I believe, by the number 10, Bajrami. And is he going to swing this one in? He does. It looks a little bit of a better corner. Donnarumma gets a punch right to the edge of the penalty area, and the shot is struck by Aslani, but it goes wide. And it's going to be a goal kick. But just tried to catch that sweetly there in the hope that he might be able to drive that towards the goal. Asani there just making his way off the pitch. Also, as you say, Mike, I'm really quite surprised about that one too, to be perfectly honest. It seems to me that both of those were some of the brighter players for Albania. As here's Jorginho now for Italy. Jorginho plays the ball across to DiMarco. Jorginho again. Oh, that's a nice ball into the middle there, looking for Scamacca. And it's a good ball now to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo, as Italy, just as soon as they seem to get into the Albanian half, just seem to be turning round and going back the other way. There's Di Lorenzo again. And here's Chiesa. Chiesa, right in front of him there, is the number 3, Mitaj, and it's dropped back into the Italian half of the field. And here's Jorginho again. Jorginho looking for options left and right. He gives the ball there to the number 2 for Albania. And it's not the number 2, I'm sorry, it's Aslani. And Albania win the ball back with Jim City, who clears the ball downfield. And it's picked up again, this time by Calafori, and he gives it to Di Lorenzo. Just over the halfway line, but it's picked up and won back that time by Ramadani, and intercepted by Di Lorenzo as Ramadani gives the ball away. Chiesa manages to hold the ball up. He drops the ball back to Di Lorenzo, just inside his own half of the field. Di Lorenzo, quick 1-2. That time with Jorginho. Di Lorenzo gives the ball now to the goal scorer Barella. And it's now picked up by Jorginho. Gives the ball to Bastoni. Good ball, Bastoni, to Fratesi. Fratesi tries to play the ball in the middle, but that is cleared out of play by Hayati. And it's cleared long, and chasing this one down is Bajrami, but that goes all the way back to the goalkeeper by Di Lorenzo to Donnarumma. And Italy, as it sounds right now, Ross, sorry, Mike, it just seems that they're quite happy to just knock the ball around, keep possession and play down time here.
Yeah, most definitely. And it's a bit dangerous to do that when you're only 2-1 up as well. There's still plenty of game time left to play. And, I know Albania haven't really offered an awful lot going forward, but anything can happen when it comes to, the wonderful world of football. But regarding Safari, incidentally, he actually played for North Macedonia as well as Albania. He actually switched allegiance to Albania, having played for North Macedonia in a couple of friendlies against Cameroon and against Turkey. So that's quite an interesting stat there. And actually, he was the youngest player to appear for North Macedonia at 17 years and 6 months as well, overtaking previous record holder Goran Pandev, who I believe scored against England, didn't he? I believe in one of the Euros when Macedonia were in England's group. I think it was 6-1, and Pandev, I think, scored that day.
Bastoni now. He just drops the ball down to Barella. Barella over to DiMarco. DiMarco just drops the ball back here to Calafori. And here's Bastoni again. It's Calafori one more time. Just plays the ball over to DiMarco down the left-hand side. Calafori then gives the ball to Jorginho. Jorginho lifts the ball long over the top, looking for Chiesa, but that was a good one-header there by Mitaj. And now the substitute, Hoxha, is fouled, and it's going to be a free kick. And Mike, in about 15 minutes, I'm going to be asking you for your player of the match. So we'll let you get your thinking cap on there. But yes, at the moment, still 2-1 to Italy. And it's now back with Hysarge. And Hysarge gives it back to Strakosha. Strakosha releases the ball back to I-80. I-80 clears the ball long to really nobody in particular. And it goes through to the goalkeeper, Donnarumma, who just releases it and gives it to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo gives it to Bastoni. Bastoni just taking his time here, gives it to Di Lorenzo, and it's now at the feet of the number 7, Fratesi. Fratesi just trying to turn away here from the substitute Hoxha. And Hoxha is alleged to have fouled Fratesi, and it's going to be a free kick, and we're going to see a yellow card for the substitute. So Hoxha goes into the referee's notebook, and another silly challenge, Mike.
Yeah, again, it's a little bit of a poor decision there from the Albanian player Hoxha there, the substitute. He's come on. He's he wants to make an impact, but yeah, he's got to be a little bit more controlled in his challenge there for me.
Well, we look at some of the Albanian fans. They still seem to be enjoying themselves at least. Italian fan there with Roberto Baggio on the back of his jersey. Remember him?
Oh, what a player he was as well. Yeah, Roberto Baggio, midfield maestro that he was. He was a dynamic player back in the day, wasn't he? Yeah, fantastic player.
Fratesi just tries to get the cross in, but it's blocked by Jim City, and it bounces kindly for Strakosha in the Albanian goal. And we have 15 minutes left to play in this game, which I have to be honest with everybody, has not been the most exciting in this second half at all. But there is a foul this time on Broja, and it's going to be a free kick. It looks like storming into his back there was Bastoni, which was, again, another clumsy challenge, not really needed. Went into the back of Broja. But no card given this time by our referee. And it's going to be a free kick. Instead, we're going to see another substitution. Coming on is Manaj. 76 minutes, and we're just going to see who's coming off. It's Broja who's coming off. This is a blow for Albania. If he's picked up anything like a muscle pull, can only hope for him it's an impact injury. But he is coming off now, and he doesn't seem to be moving too comfortably, does he?
No, he doesn't, and that's going to be a big loss there for Albania. Obviously, he got the opening goal within the first minute, and yeah, he's a real quality player as well. So, if he's going to miss the final 2 games of the group, then that's a big loss for Albania. I'm not too sure what they've got in terms of cover or other options as well.
There's the Italian fans there, very, very happy at the moment. Chiesa also looking like he's moving on comfortably. And he is coming off now, is Chiesa. And coming on is the number 16, Brian Cristante. And also there's another substitution as well. So just trying to figure out who's coming on where. Cristante is coming off. The number 10, Pellegrini, I think, has just gone off. And we'll just try to find out who the other substitute is that has come on. It is Andre Cambiaso who has come on for Italy. So Andre Cambiaso and Brian Cristante come on for Lorenzo Pellegrini and also Chiesa.
They're two good players as well. 2 players that I think will be a big threat for Italy in the games that they've got to come, against Croatia and against Spain. I think Chiesa and Pellegrini are going to feature prominently, and have both got a lot of quality about them.
Yes, well, it's looking like Italy quite happy to make substitutions now just to kind of weigh out the time. Jim City now releases the ball there over on the far side to Aslani. The ball is played long now over on that far side to the substitute that has just come on for, which is Manaj. And the cross just comes in by the number 4 there, Hassaj, but it's blocked by the Italian defence. And the ball is picked up here and back to Barella. Italy just maintained possession of the ball, and DiMarco has now picked up the ball, racing down the left-hand side. DiMarco just drops the ball back, and it's lifted over the top here to Fratesi. Fratesi just taking it to the corner flag, a little early for that. Fratesi just drops the ball back to DiMarco. DiMarco, and it's picked up by Cristante. Cristante to Jorginho. Cristante again. And it's to Barella. Back to Cristante, midway inside the Albanian half of the field. And drop back there again. It's Cristante. Just holding the ball up. He's looking for options at the moment, but right now he's just happy to keep possession. Gives the ball to Jorginho. Jorginho back to Cristante, and all the way back to Calafiore, and across to Bastoni. Bastoni back to Calafiore as we hit 11 minutes left to go in this game in Dortmund. Here is DiMarco now racing forward. An inspired run by DiMarco. And DiMarco is going all on his own. It's DiMarco, a wonderful shot. And Strakosha making the save, but that's an inspired run by DiMarco, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you would certainly have not had DiMarco that further forward and making that sort of a run. Sorry, I should say. But yeah, it was very inspired, and again, it was Strakosha doing very, very well, and as he's done on a number of occasions to keep his side in this.
Well, it's Albania in possession of the ball now. That's a long ball by Ayeta. Well, he's looking for the number 7 here. Well, that was nearly gotten in there by Menage. Watching him was Bastoni, and Bastoni had a handful of his shirt. Menage stayed on his feet, but look at that. We've seen them given before.
Yeah, definitely we have. And, when I saw that, just I thought they certainly could have had a look at that on VAR potentially for a potential penalty there against the Italian defender because, yeah, as you say, those have been given in the past.
Here's Jorginho on the halfway line. He just drops the ball back there to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo holds the ball up. Still Di Lorenzo plays the ball here to Cambiassa. Cambiassa holds the ball up and drops it back there to Di Lorenzo as time ticking down here at the BFB Stadium in Dortmund. And here's Cambiassa again. Plays the ball across here to Jorginho. To Di Lorenzo. Cambiassa. Back to Jorginho again. To Di Lorenzo. Jorginho just lifts the ball, or tried to lift the ball up to Cambiassa. That's a good interception by Jim City. And then one back by the number 24 there for... the number 21 there, Hoxter. And Italy have the ball back now, though. And it is... with the number 8, Jorginho. He gives the ball across to Calafiore, to DiMarco. DiMarco just sends the ball back to Calafiore. As time ticking down in this game. It's still 2-1 to Italy. That slender lead that the Italians have. It is looking like they're going to hold on to that as we're seeing very little threat coming the other way. And... another substitution, it's Darmian coming on. And the number 9 for Italy, Scamacca, is going off. So Matteo Darmian, wearing number 13, coming on for Italy on 82 minutes. Quite happy to make that substitution. And Mike, does that make sense to you? There's also a number 3 coming off, DiMarco. And somebody else is coming on as well. Just trying to figure out who that is at the moment.
But regarding the Scamacca one, it does look like the Italians are going quite defensive now, obviously taking their main focal point off from up front there, and they've gone with an extra body at the back. So, it looks like the Italians are settling on this 2-1 lead, and just trying to see the game out now.
So DiMarco and Scamacca are off. Darmian and Retugi are on. Here's Di Lorenzo for Italy. And it's with the number 8, Jorginho. Good ball over on the far side here to the substitute, Darmian. Darmian just drops the ball back as Italy on a hyper defensive mode now. As here's the number 7 for Italy, Fratesi. And it's back with Di Lorenzo. And now it's Fratesi again inside the penalty area. Can he get the cross in? Goes behind everybody. Finally bounces out to the edge of the area to Jorginho. Back to Di Lorenzo. And it's picked up by the number 16, Cristante. Cristante drops the ball to Jorginho. Jorginho down to Calafori. To Darmian. Back to Calafori. And now to Bistante, as Italy having made 4 of their 5 substitutions. As here is the number 16, Cristante. Darmian. Back to Cristante. We've got 6 minutes left. In about 4 minutes, I'll be asking Mike to give us our player of the match, which at the moment looking like it might be an Italian, Mike, or unless you've got a surprise hidden for us. Here is going down there is Cristante, and it's going to be a free kick for Italy. Just cutting across there. It was a pointless challenge, really, by Ray Minaj, and it's going to be a free kick for Italy. And Mike, this game just seems to be piddling out to finishing 2-1 at the moment, doesn't it?
It does look that way, doesn't it? Yeah, and the Italians, as I say, look quite comfortable in doing that. Albania really haven't offered an awful lot going forward in this in the second half, or really in this game in general, and Italy are just seeing it through. And if they can get over the line, it's a positive start for them going into 2 games that are going to be a little bit more difficult than this one.
Di Lorenzo just tried to clear the ball, but it's won back here now. And here's Jim City, the captain. And now down this near side to Mitaj. Mitaj drops the ball back to Asalani. Asalani across to Ayeti. Back to Haisa. And now to Jim City. Jim City again. And now with the number 3, Mitaj plays the ball forward. Oh, turning well there is Hoxer. And Hoxer's going storming down the left-hand side. Let's see if he can create something. Hoxer, he's got 2 Italian defenders around him, which of course is the number 23 Bastoni and also Cristante, and he runs the ball out of play. You can see here he's just having some difficulty. He's under a lot of pressure. Runs the ball out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Italy. Oh, right by that corner flag. And Mucci is going to be coming on now for the Albanians, number 10. Bijrami is off, and coming on is Ernest Mucci wearing number 17. As we look again at that goal by the number 10, Bijrami, he got the goal that he now takes a back seat for the remainder of this game as Mucci comes on wearing number 17, as it's a throw-in which is going to be taken by Di Lorenzo. It's headed down comfortably, really, that way by Mitaj, but cleared away and headed back in by Jim City. As once again, that is cleared away by Calafori. Only as far back as Jim City again, as Albania starting to see if they can try to force a late equaliser here. And here's Aslani. Aslani across to Ayeti. Ayeti to Haisak. And it's won back again by Italy, and Cristante now has the ball. Cristante holding the ball up in the centre of the park, and that's just tried to be played forward that time by Fratesi, and it's picked up by Barella. Barella, one of the goal scorers today. And Mike, in the next stoppage of play, I'm going to be asking you for your player of the match. Here is Barella. Just gives it back to Jorginho. Jorginho has to get the ball again and drop back again there to just almost giving the ball away. There was Barella, not Barella rather, Di Lorenzo, and it's cleared downfield. It's picked up again by Bistoni. Bastoni just then gives the ball to Fratesi, and Fratesi plays it off Mitage, and it goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in. So, Mike, why don't you give us your player of the match as Italy prepare to take this throw-in?
Yeah, so it's not been easy. There's been a few players that have looked bright on the Albania side, but I'm going to give it to Barella, the man who has looks like the goal is going to be the difference for Italy. It's not been an easy decision because not really too many players have stood out from either side, and it's been difficult. But I think the fact that he's looked quite good in midfield, and obviously it looks like the goal is going to be the difference as well. Barella's the man I've given it to and decided to. But yeah, I'm going to give a mention to a few of the Albania players as well. I thought that Safari was good, and I also thought that the captain Jim City has done quite well as well. But Barella's my shout.
All right, so the player of the match, as sponsored by Commentary Services, goes to Italy's number 18, Nicola Barella. Here's Maggi wearing the number 3 for Albania today, and it goes all the way back to the captain, Jim City. Jim City returns it to Strakosha in the Albanian goals. He just lifts the ball over on the far side to Haisaj, and Haisaj just holds the ball there, and it's dropped back to Ayeti. Ayeti gives the ball to Jim City. It's long by Jim City. Looking for the ball here. There's a real chance on here for Albania. No! What a chance, though, for the number 7 for Albania, Menage. The ball was long, and the Italian defence just seemed to fall asleep for a moment. But that is the best chance for Algeria since the goal. And I just wonder, Mike, whether Donnarumma got anything on this. Yeah, it's just a top part of his body, and that might have been enough to prevent a huge surprise here.
Yeah, it's a good save from Donnarumma there. Looked like Albania were going to be putting themselves back in and snatching their leveler there. But Donnarumma does very well. He comes out and gets his body on that, and just is able to do enough to deflect it away from goal. So yeah, very good goalkeeping, and Italy hanging on a little bit there with last few minutes of injury time to come.
Well, we'll see. We haven't had an announcement yet on the injury time. Looks like it's 3 minutes, as a matter of fact. We've already played 40 seconds of those. And Donnarumma has the ball in his hand, and Italy are just going to play out the remaining few minutes as Donnarumma. Oh, there's an idiot on the pitch. We just have to wait and get him removed.
Just while this is happening and while they're dealing with it, I think that this is potentially where Italy might fall short in the tournament, because they're not really, they don't really have the attacking quality that some of these other nations, like your Germanys, like your France's, might have. Scamacca is a decent forward. He's not clinical in front of goal. When you've got the likes of Mbappe for France and Ronaldo for Portugal, it could be where Italy fall short maybe in the tournament.
Well, that's certainly a possibility. I'd say make their final substitution. Coming off there is the player of the match, Barelli, on 90 plus 2 minutes. And coming on is Michael Folorunsho. So 90 plus 2 minutes. So Folorunsho will have a little go for about a minute or so. There's not going to be much more added on than that, as Italy have used all their substitutions now. And he's wearing number 25, as Barello just embraces some of his teammates on the bench. This is picked up by Cristante. Cristante just knocks the ball back, and it's picked up by Bastoni as we are heading into the final few minutes here at the BVB Stadium in Dortmund, and the ball is headed away there by Haisaj. And now here's an opportunity to break away. Well, the players stopped, but looking to break away was Mucci, but the official has just stopped for the foul on the substitute, Folorunsho, and it's going to be a free kick to Italy inside their own half of the field. Just outside the centre circle. as the official is trying to just sort out the stoppage time with the Albanian manager. And I've got to be honest, some are saying 3, some are saying 4. We'll go with 4 minutes actually, and it's flicked on there by Kamblasa, but the ball goes out of play, and it's going to be taken for a throw-in by Mitaj, about 10 yards inside his own half of the field. He throws it to Jim City. Jim City drops it back to the goalkeeper, Strakosha. Strakosha just plays it on to Ayeti, and Ayeti clears the ball downfield. As we are ticking down here as we're into the 4th minute now of stoppage time. There won't be much longer left on this game, as the ball is just placed down here for a free kick to Italy, as it looks like Italy will come away from this with their 2-1 victory. Free kick taken quickly, and it's with Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo flicked on by Cristante. That's a good header, but won by Jim City. And Mitaj just picking up the ball there. And he's going to launch the ball long. They're just looking for the chasing Mitaj. He goes down under pressure. The referee says no free kick, as it's picked up by the number 23 for Italy, Bastoni. And the ball is played back into the Italian half. And there is Aslani. Aslani plays it across to Ayeti. Ayeti to High Sarge. We're now in the 5th minute of injury time. And here is Aslani again. Aslani, nice ball across there. And here is Mitaj. Mitaj tries to get the cross in. And it comes all the way to the back post here. It's Hotza. Drawn back there to the number 3, Mitaj, with a shot. But it's just away from the goalkeeper. And that may be the last hurrah, Mike.
Yeah, I think that's their last opportunity for Albania. And they've given it a bit of a go come the last few stages there. They've had a few chances, and they've put a bit more pressure on the Italian backline and shown a bit more ambition come the closing stage of the game there. But a little bit too little, too late, and with the likes of Chiesa and DiMarco going off for Italy, potentially they could have actually looked to take the game to Italy a little bit more, a little bit sooner. But Italy holding firm, and I think they've seen it out now.
Yeah, that's full time here. The referee's whistle has gone, and it is 2-1 to Italy. They pick up the maximum points in their first game against Albania in Group B, and Dortmund, the stadium arises to applaud the two teams. It wasn't the best match to watch, but Italy have got the job done against Albania in a very professional performance. Full time here at the BVB Stadion in Dortmund. It's 2-1 to Italy, and it's back to Russ in the studio.
Thank you very much there, Paul James and Mike Ornament, for excellent coverage on the game between Italy and Albania. And Italy just gets past Albania and beat them by 2-1. Bastoni and Barella on the score sheet after Madrame gave Albania a shock 1-0 lead on 1 minute. Let me just run you through some other scores from some other matches which are taking place today. Starting off in the Canadian Premier League, it finished Vellore 2, Pacific 3, Ottawa 1, York United 2, and at half time is HFX Wanderers 0, Forge 0 is the score at half time. In the Euros, then today finished Hungary 1, Switzerland 3, Spain 3, Croatia 0, which I read with myself alongside Paul earlier on, and then Paul the matches for Italy 2, Albania 1. In the international friendly matches which have been played today, Guatemala 1, Argentina 4, El Salvador 0, Peru 1, Colombia take on Bolivia. That's kicking off in a couple of minutes' time as they prepare for the Copa America as well. Those international matches. There's a MLS game took place earlier today. New York City lost by 3-2 to Columbus Crew in the Americans Major League Soccer there. Before we go back to Mike Ornament and Paul James to get their overall thoughts on the game, Media Radio Jingles and Gaming asked, who's doing commentary for the England match tomorrow on the TC Up? Well, Media Radio Jingles and Gaming, funny you should ask that. I was about to tell you who's doing the games that we've got tomorrow here on the Commentary Hub, and we have got some excellent games tomorrow. We've got both games in Group C tomorrow as Slovenia take on Denmark at 5 o'clock. Paul James will be in my position in the presenter's chair and will be making a long-awaited return to the commentary box for the TC Hub for Jack Essen kicks off at 5 o'clock. And then it's the big one. Serbia against England with Nicholas Jones being the man behind the mic. And I can confirm right now, live on the TC Hub, that and all our partner channels, that this summer, the voice of England matches for the TC Hub will be none other than the brilliant Nicholas Jones. So congratulations to Nicholas. Well-deserved position there. And I can confirm while we're here as well, that the man you just heard there, Paul James, will be the man on the mic for the final of the tournament as well. Great achievement for both of those two brilliant broadcasters that we've got working with us here at the Commentary Hub as well. So big up to both Paul and to Nicholas. And we're looking forward to hearing Nicholas on the commentary for all of the England matches that they do this tournament. Right. Let's just turn our attentions back to the game that we've just seen. And Mike, it was a win for Italy, but it wasn't a convincing win for Italy. It was anything but a convincing victory after Albania took a shock lead, and then Italy fought back. But it was nothing pretty in the second half by either side, was it really?
No, absolutely. I agree with that as well. It's a fair sentiment there and a fair statement. A fair statement that you've made there, Russ. And I feel that Italy in the second half really didn't really create an awful lot, and they kind of just saw the game out really. And it's going to be a lot more of a test when they come up against Spain and Croatia. We'll see what they're about a lot more then when they face off against those nations. But yeah, it was an underwhelming game, that one for sure.
Yes, just looking at the goal again from Barella, Bastoni, who scored the opener, and it was being marked at one stage, Mike, and then he just peeled off his marker. No one could see him with a fantastic header back across goal. But you've got to question the defending for the equalising goal for Italy. Where were they marking for Bastoni? They were watching him, and they were just allowed to free run to get to the back post where the ball was coming to.
Yeah, I do think it's poor defending from the Albanians' point of view, but it's a good delivery and a good header from Bastoni there. Of course, Bajrami had given Albania the shock lead after 23 seconds, as well as it's been confirmed as the fastest ever goal at a tournament, a Euro tournament, and then obviously Barella getting the all-important goal there, which was very well struck, and goalkeeper Thomas Drakoja in the Albania goal had absolutely no chance on that one, despite a VAR check. But the goal was correctly allowed to stand for me.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. And what I will say though about that goal, because I've just seen it again, and I thought to the time, and it didn't really get a chance to mention it during the first half analysis with the goal from Barella. And I was really about what I'm talking about this, so I can just explain. There's a couple of strikes from Italian players on the right-hand side of the penalty area from the number 9, who struck it twice, which is Scamacca, who hit it twice before then. And then he rebounded on the second attempt across towards the number 3, DiMarco, before he got cleared out to the edge of the box to Barella. Yes, it was a decent shot, not taking anything away from Barella, but what I'm thinking is, Mike, in my opinion, don't know whether you agree, the build-up to that goal, it was a bit lucky for Italy, where he just rebounded back to Scamacca for the second attempt, and then the clearance just rebounded into the path of Barella. Yes, it was a fantastic finish for Barella, couldn't it any sweeter, but it was lucky how it fell to him with the terms of a couple of deflections en route for him to fall to the edge of the penalty area for him to strike him back in the net, in my opinion.
Possibly. I do think that, in football you make your own luck at times, and I think that's what the Italians did there, and they got themselves over the line in the end. But yeah, there's possibility about that potentially being true. But yeah, I think the Azzurri deserved their victory nonetheless, and Thomas Tricogia made a couple of really good saves. One in particular when he pushed it onto the post, and that could have been 3-1 at half time, and then that would have been game over anyway. If that was to happen. But I think Italy are going to have bigger tests to come than this one for sure.
Absolutely, Mike. Absolutely. Let's just turn our attention to the game that we got covering tomorrow night, then, shall we? Which is the big game that me and you have been looking forward to, Mike, all summer since it was announced, since the Euro started yesterday, and that's the game which we're going to be covering on Sunday evening between Serbia and England. And Mike, it's going to be good to see how England can get off to a good start. There's rumours that, because I did put my own team, made my own graphic, as you saw, Mike, with the team potentially for England, but the reports are suggesting that there's going to be one change to the team that I did, Mike, which will see Anthony Gordon being on the bench and Phil Foden starting. So the potential England team, which is being mooted across the media channels today, looks to be like this: Pickford in goal, Walker, Stones, Gate and Trippier across the back, Rice and Alexander-Arnold in the double pivot in front of the back four, Saka, Bellingham and Foden behind Harry Kane in attack is expected to be the lineup for England tomorrow night against Serbia. And Mike, if it is that lineup that I've just mentioned there for England, with Foden in instead of Gordon, which I'd have probably gone with Gordon, and then have the fresh legs of Foden coming on towards the end. But if it is Foden in for Gordon and the rest of the team, as I've just mentioned, how do you see England's chances against Serbia tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think England have got a decent chance. Obviously we've got to bounce back from the defeat to Iceland in the friendly last time out, which obviously is a big surprise, and it was a shock to a lot of people that we were beaten and didn't really get out of second gear really on that occasion. But with the lineup that's been predicted, we've got a lot of quality going forward. We've got Saka, we've got Foden, we've got Kane. Bellingham's been outstanding for Real Madrid as well. We've got a lot of threat there, and the main issue is going to be what happens at the back there with Stones and Mark Guehi, and we'll have to wait and see, how the latter of those in particular performs throughout the tournament.
Yes, absolutely, Mike. And just a quick one: when we mentioned the front line or the front four as potentially lined up to start according to the media, which is Saka, Bellingham, Foden, and Kane. Those front four are really good at interchanging. So what you can do, you've got Saka can pop up on the right, but also pop up on the left. You've got Foden who can do the same, or they both can pop up in the middle. You've got Bellingham who can drift forward or move out wide. And you've got Kane who likes to drop deep, and if he drops deep, Bellingham will go in the middle, or Foden will go in the middle, or Saka will go through the middle. So the front four are very interchangeable, and that's really a good sign to see, because when you're coming up against it as defenders, you won't know whether it's going to be Saka on that side, whether it's going to be Foden, whether it's going to be Bellingham, Kane. You don't know where the players are going to be, and that's going to give teams a lot of headaches in the tournament, especially if that front four is the front four starts for England and remains fit and interchangeable like that. It's going to make it headaches for a lot of teams in the tournament, providing England go further in the tournament than just the group stages.
Yeah, most definitely. As you say, there's a lot of quality there going forward, and the midfield is going to be important as well. Declan Rice is going to be a big player for me. I think that he's going to, be one of the ones to protect the back line there of John Stones and Mark Guehi, and obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold as well. But I feel that the attack is where England, can really hurt these other teams and these other nations. But defence is going to be a bit of an issue, and we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But I think players like Declan Rice can be really important as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. And just one quick final one. Obviously, there's a lot of people on social media. Some of the people I've been seeing are complaining about the Alexander Arnold starting in that defensive midfield role alongside Declan Rice, and saying when he went back to right back against Iceland in the last game, a little more comfortable playing in that position. What I'm going to ask you now, then, Mike, and your opinion is: some people, there's been talks of potentially Conor Gallagher going there, but for me, Gallagher is one who likes to get a bit further forward and play similar sort of role to Bellingham. So we'd have two similar sort of players there, potentially getting in each other's way. But then you've got the likes of Adam Wharton, who's not really experienced in major tournaments, who is a really good player, can sit in alongside Rice and do a similar sort of job to what he's probably going to be asked of Alexander Arnold. And then you've got Kobe Mainoo, who has featured in that position for Manchester United this season. So out of the options that we've got, which one would see rather play there, Mike? And do you get the question marks around Trent Alexander-Arnold playing in there when he's not his natural position, and when you've got especially players who can play in that position on the bench?
I do understand the thinking there, and why people are a little bit sceptical regarding it. But for me, I think that Trent Alexander-Arnold is a really good player. Whether you play him in midfield or whether you play him at the back in the fullback position, and I just feel that the reason that we're looking at playing him in midfield there is probably down to his passing range. He has got good passing range, and he's very combative as well. And I feel that with Kyle Walker playing right back, it could potentially be one of those ones where he maybe looks to help out the defence, to sort of the centre backs as well at times, where he's more experienced in doing that than Trent Alexander-Arnold, having played in a free at times, and can potentially, if Trippier's further forward at all in any of the England attacks, then Kyle Walker can help out John Stones and Mark Guahi when needed.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much there, Mike. Just before we do let you go, Mike, and round up the show, can we just get a quick prediction from you for Serbia against England, please?
Yeah, so Serbia have got some good options as well. They've got a lot of sort of attacking threat. They've obviously got Mitrovic up front. They've got Vlahovic up front as well. So they will cause England problems, especially with this defence as well. But I do think England are going to be too strong, and I do think that Serbia will nick a goal. But I'm going to go 2-1 victory for England.
Thank you very much there, Mike Ornament, and thank you, Media Radio Jingles and Gaming Says brilliant commentary as always, folks. Thank you very much for listening in, my friend. We really do appreciate it. Hope you can join us from 4:50 tomorrow afternoon when Paul James will be back on the air, this time alongside Jack Essen, who'll Paul sitting in my position in the presenter's chair to bring you Slovenia versus Denmark. And then we'll have Nicholas Jones sitting in Jack's chair later for Serbia against England. Make sure you tune into those. From everyone here, other commentary of myself, Russ Vernon, Mike Ornament, Paul James. Once again, great commentary, lads. Great working with you both. As always, congratulations to Italy, who won the game against Albania by 2 goals to 1. It wasn't convincing, but Italy got the job done, and that's all that matters on the opening match in the European Championships. Just to get off to a winning start. Doesn't matter how you do it, just get the first 3 points in the bag. And that's what Italy managed to do today. So for myself, Russ Vernon, Mike Ornament, Paul James, and the rest of the team here at the Commentary Hub, thank you very much for listening to our 2 matches today. Join us tomorrow from 4:50 for another double bill of England action tomorrow from 7:50 with Slovenia versus Denmark first. From all the team here, it's goodbye for now.